Any questions regarding the previous topics from anyone? And have you done some hands-on on that?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay. All right. So any questions, let me know. So let's begin recollecting the topics we discussed yesterday and where were we? We were talking about branching, right? We were talking about, like, theoretically, we discussed the concept of branching. And like we were talking about the different use cases where branching is used, and the permanent branches, temporary branches, kind of, and the different use cases, right? Today we'll get to the hands-on and create different branches, and we'll see with the different demos on how we can utilize them for managing our projects. So let's get started. When you see Git status, you can see something like on branch master, right? That's a default branch or the main branch, whatever you call it. And also that's one way you can see on which branch you are on, or else Git branch command will list you all the branches available. There is only one branch as of now. Like I said, it's a default branch. We are working on this branch as of now, and it is listed. Now let's create a new branch. How to create the branch? Git branch, some name to the branch, let's say B1 and the master. Git branch B1 master. This will create the branch, right? This will create a branch called B1, which would be a copy of the master. And this is the syntax. Syntax goes like this. Git branch, new branch name and the old branch, or else child branch and parent branch, whatever you call it. So B1 will be created, which would be a copy from master. Means you will get all the files from master. Also, you will get all the commit history from the master. Let's see. Let's run this command. So branch might be created. Now, if you run git branch, yes, earlier it was listing only master, but now it was listing B1 and master. And this star asterisk symbol indicates you are on master branch, right? That indicates you are on master branch. So yes, we are on master branch. Now, okay, let us switch to B1. How to switch to B1? Git checkout B1. Checkout will help you switch the branch. Do you see switched? How do you confirm? You can confirm again with the Git branch. Earlier asterisk was on master, but now it's on B1. It indicates that you are on B1. Also, when you see the status, see on branch B1. Earlier it used to be like on branch master, but now you are on branch B1. Now, as you are on branch B1, any commands you run are set to be on B1 branch. Like if you do ls, you can see like all the files are on B1, right? It will show you everything of B1. If you see log, if you run log, it will show the log of B1, 3 commit history, same as master. If you run log, it will show the log of the current branch. But let us suppose I want to check the log of some other branch. You can do this. Give the branch name to the end so that it will give you log of that. See, log is same because we just created the branch, right? So it's the same as we made a branch now, but now onwards it works like a parallel entities. Means if I make any changes on B1, it wouldn't be visible to other branches by default. Let's see. Let's suppose I'll create a file here on B1. Okay, like how do we do that? Just let's come here. File 4.txt. Some dummy lines. Same old story. Where is the file now? Same old story with respect to B1. File is in the working directory. You can see here it shows like untracked because it's a new file. So what should we do? We are well by now. What should we do? Add it. And then again, if you see the status on branch B1, you have this index added. Now what should we do? It's asking us to commit. What's the command? Git commit -m some message. Done. Good. So now if I do ls, I have 4 files. If I check the log, I should be having the 4th commit history added into the log of B1. So now tell me, do you think this 4th file and this 4th commit are available on master? Are they available on master?
No, it will not available in master.
Right. Because they work like a 2 parallel entities. Let us check this. How to switch to master? We are on B1 branch. How to switch the branch?
Git checkout.
Git checkout and the branch name. We are on master. You may also confirm this way. Git branch now asterisk will be on master. Git status shows on branch master. Perfect. And if you do LSC, only 3 files. Also, if you check the log, this is the log of master. See here, it has only its own commits. This is the commit history of B1, but this is the commit history of master. Are we clear till this part? They're working like 2 parallel entities. If you make changes on one branch, it wouldn't be available by default on the other one. See here, because we switched on the Explorer also, it's showing only the files of master. Perfect, right? Any queries? Are you all with me following?
File 4, it's not reading.
Hmm? File 2?
File 4. File 4.
File 4? Hmm.
Not visible.
We are on master, right? We are on master branch. We created this file on B1 branch, isn't it?
Oh,
We created this
okay.
file on B1 branch. We committed it on B1 branch. So it will be on B1. Now I just switch to master. On master, it wouldn't be there. That's what I'm talking about. Whatever changes you make on B1 are confined to B1 only. So when I switch it back on master, I don't have that file. I don't have that commit history as well. That commit ID also not there. Whereas I'll just go back to B1. Git checkout B1. If you go to B1 LS, yes. See, now you got that 4th file. You got that 4th commit.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So the point to note is if you make changes in one branch, they are confined only to that particular branch. You will not see them by default of in other branches. Even in the parent branch also, you will not see. Only it's the same till you make a copy. Later on, it works like a separate entity. Right? So, yeah. So this is the thing. Right. So, okay, fine. Now I have made some changes on B1 and yeah, it was good. I used it like a draft. Now I want to integrate or bring those changes from B1 to master. Is that possible? Can we bring some changes from one branch to another? How to integrate changes from one branch to another? That's where the concept called merging. Merging is like integrating changes from one branch to another. I want to bring changes from B1 to master, that 4th file, right? So this is called the source branch. This is called the destination branch, right? Source means from where you are bringing the changes. I am bringing the changes from B1 into where you want to bring. I want to bring into master, right? So this is the source branch and this is the destination branch. And what is the command to do this? The syntax is git merge source and destination. You should run this command from the destination branch. Go to the destination branch and then run the command git merge source branch and then destination branch. So I'm already on the destination branch. I'm on master. So can you help me with the command?
Git checkout B1.
We want to bring changes from B1 to master. B1 is the source, master is the destination. So we should be on master branch. We are already on master branch, right? We
Git
are on master.
merge.
So what is the command to integrate, bring the changes? Git merge What is the source?
B1 master.
B1 master. So B1 is the source, master is the destination. Run this command from the destination branch so that whatever changes on B1 will be merged into the master. Are we good? And is this clear for all of you?
Yes, GT.
Right. So let us run this. Yeah. Right. So it says updating this fast forward means automatic merge happened. One file. Do you see on the left hand side, you got the file added. Also, if you do ls, you got the fourth file. And if you see the log of master, yes, fourth commit also added. Understood the concept of merging? If you want to see the log of any other branch, append the command with the branch name. This is the log of B1. This is the simple way of branching and merging. Later on, you may delete this B1 or whatever. We'll do that deletion of the branches later. But yeah, this is how you delete the branch. Am I clear? Is this much clear for all of you?
Yes.
So this is the simple way of branching and merging. There is another way of merge where you may see some conflicts. We'll proceed with that part. But before that, are we clear with this? I'll walk you through the command as well. Like to switch the branch.
Preeti, after the match, the head position will be with the master itself, right?
Every branch will have its own head pointer. Okay, this is the log of master. Head will be always pointing to the latest, topmost commit in that particular branch. So that's a head for a master. This is the head for B1. Every branch will have the head pointer pointing to the topmost commit in the current branch. Okay. All right. All right then. So now let's do one thing. Yeah, we are on master branch. Let me create a file here. Let's create some file. We did this already, so let me just create one more file here. File 5, a text file, some mess, some line. So it's unstaged, untracked actually. What should we do? What is the next step? It's untracked, it's in the working directory. I want to put it in local repository. What should we do?
Git add file
Git
first.
add. After adding this, you will see that it is in the staging area. And now let's commit that. So git commit -m master branch changes. Right? Perfect. Okay, I did some changes here. It's good. It's done. Now let's say I just want to do some changes on B1. I want to go to B1. How to switch to the branch B1? How to
Git checkout B1.
git checkout B1. So we are on B1. Okay, fine. Now here also, like I have a requirement. I want to make some changes here as well. Right? I have a requirement where I have to make some changes on the same file 5. I'm not bothered about it because the requirement needs these changes. So B1 changes for demo line added. So the same old story, right? So if I do status, yes, untracked. So git add file 5. Can you help me out with these steps? We all know these commands, what to do now, right? So what would be the git status showing us now?
Changes to be changed.
To be committed. It is in the staging area. So let us commit that. Git commit -m on or else B1 demo, something like this. Commit done. Okay, so we are done. All right, I'm done with these changes. Again, I would like to integrate the changes of this B1 to master. So how to do that? What are the steps? What should I do? Can you guide me? What are the first step?
It's a merge, right? We need to move to master, then merge.
Yeah, we need to switch to master. How to switch the branch? Git checkout, master. Then what's the command? What next?
Git merge source and destination.
Git merge source and destination. So what is the source branch?
B1 master.
Exactly. So source branch is B1, destination is master. See, if you can respond and if you can go with me during the hands-on, if you are interactive, answering the questions and helping with the commands, that's a part of your learning. Recap or revision would be done. Whatever topics are already done, that's where I'm asking the queries. I'm looking for your input so that it will help you to like revision kind of. So be interactive and respond so that you can register them well. Okay, so git merge source and destination. So if I run this, can it successfully merge? What happens if we do this? What do you think will happen? You might not have done that, you might be new, but what do you think? What will happen? Or else if you have tried
So it will overwrite.
it will override what it will override? It will override
File one will be overwritten.
file one.
Sorry, file five.
Yes. Okay. So, okay, if it will override, why should we use Git? If it keep on overwriting the changes, is there any point of using version control system? Just think about it. Just
Maybe
think.
the commit will be changed, right? So everything have a commit pointer. Head will point to the. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, no worries. No worries. So, like in the beginning, we learned, right? Like multiple people can work on the same file. If we don't use version control system, it might be overwriting, it will mess up the project. But now we are using version control systems, right? It shouldn't overwrite. At the same time, it shouldn't ignore. But like what it will tell when we are doing it. It will throw us with a conflict. Why we'll get a conflict? Why we should get a conflict? Let me
It
help you
has the
on.
same file name.
Git will got confused which one it can take, previous one or a current one. That's why merge conflict we can face.
Yeah. Let me run this command and show you git merge. See here, automatic merge failed. Earlier, if you see that, if you recollect that message, it says fast forwarding, means automatic merge. But now auto merge on file 5 failed, there is a conflict. Here you can see clearly, automatic merge failed. Fix the conflicts. You have to fix the conflicts and commit the result. Let's keep this like this and let us learn why you get a conflict. Right, what happens at the back end, because generally there were so many misconceptions or else confusions thinking that okay, you get a conflict just because of the file name. It is correct to some extent, but not just simply the file name. Let's understand what happens, what's happening at the back end. Why do you get a conflict? Please follow here carefully. Right, this is what happens at the back end. If you know this, you can understand and you can troubleshoot the things well. Initially, this is how it is, right? Like what we did actually on master, I created this file 5 and made a commit called commit A. I can't write the ID, so writing it as A. Is this commit A available on B1? I want to hear from you. Is this commit A available on B1?
Yeah, it will be if you done checkout.
If you run checkout, obviously, automatically you'll have this on B1. I created a file on master. I made a commit on master. If I check out to B1, will that commit be available there?
No.
That's what we were talking about. By default, whatever changes you make in a specific branch are confined to that branch only. That's what we discussed till now today. Any changes you make into that branch are confined to that branch only. By default, they will not be available to the other branch unless you merge. You have to merge it so that it will be available. Just checkout will not, checkout is switching the branch. So please correct your understanding. Still, if anyone have that understanding, please correct it. So whatever changes you have on master or else any branch, they are confined there. So here, today, some time back, I just started with the scenario creating a file on master, made a commit there. That's not there on B1. Obviously, it's not there. I switched it to B1, it's not there. Then what I did, I started making a file here and made, this is what I did now, isn't it? Then I made a commit called commit B, correct? This is what we did. Step 1, we did file 1, commit A, then went to B1, then made a file 5, made a commit B. Is this commit B available on master?
No.
No.
No. It's not there. I'm sorry. This is not there, right? So now what we are trying to do, I want to merge. So I want to merge from B1 to master. What is the concept of merge? Listen here carefully. Merge is bringing the changes from source branch to destination branch. Source branch to destination branch. Okay. Now, if you see the commit history of file 5, okay, you can consider commit history of file 5. Here, just imagine it's like a snapshot. Commit history of file 5 is simply B. Here, the commit history of file 5 is simply A. If you are merge, imagine this is like a box, okay? This is one box or snapshot. It's your imaginary, okay? This is one. So merge means it will bring something from B1 and put it in master. Means it will bring this box and put it here. Means does it override this A? This is the box available here. This is from B1.
No, it will not overwrite.
So this is the A. This is from B1. Now, as per the meaning of merge, it should bring the box or bring the things, bring the commits from B1 and put it here. Does it mean that will it override this? Or will it ignore this and just keep A? Or which one to keep? Git has a question or a confusion. Understood?
Yes.
These are the master commits. These are the B1 commits. So Git has a confusion. Should it overwrite A and keep or bring something from B1 and keep it? Or else should it ignore the incoming things and just keep A? Or which one to keep? Git has a confusion. Git is after all a tool, right? It's after all a tool. And here, like you are the owner of these files. I have created this file and I am the owner. Git is asking us, I can't decide it, you have to decide. But it's not overwriting or it's not ignoring. It's not doing either. It's informing us, which is a good thing, right? If you don't use Git, it will overwrite, isn't it? If you just, let's say you don't use Git, like we learned, we went to a layman scenario example, right? Like you have a folder, if you want to just bring the changes in the first day we discussed, right? If you are just moving your changes, it may override the changes of other person. It could be other person or your changes itself. Let's say you made some changes some days back and you are bringing a new file and placing it, it may overwrite, correct? So it shouldn't do that. It's informing us in the form of a conflict. That's where you get a conflict. Means what is the reason for conflict? Reason is source branch is missing some commits which are in destination. And actually same file plus source branch missing some commits which are there on destination. This is the reason. Which are on destination. Okay, it's truncated. Let me write here. Which are on this. Source branch is missing some commits which are, which commit it is missing source branch? It's missing commit A. Assume, imagine, let's suppose you have A here. Then if you merge, will you get a conflict? Obviously, no, A is already there, so it should bring B, A, B will be there. Correct? Understood?
Now that means, say for example, file 5, one developer is editing, and the second developer also editing the file 5. So one person pushing that to master, then second person not taking the update what the first person taken. So that is the scenario we are discussing.
I'm not clear with the scenario. One
Um,
person is making
Okay,
the
okay. Say for example, two developer working on the same file or config file. One operation, one sysadmin is updating the config file. He taken file 5 from the master, updated and uploaded in the master. Then second person also updating, which taken before the committing of the first person.
We'll
So he
come to that. We'll come to that. Okay,
okay,
let's put
okay,
the scenario
okay.
on hold. Is this clear for you? Why you got a conflict? It's the same file and commits are missing. I will take another example for you to get a clarity. This time, same file, but it shouldn't be like, okay, first let's say, okay, there is a master branch. There is some file 1, file 2. Okay, there is some commit A, commit B. Okay, now I made a branch here. Remember, I made a branch now. So obviously I have same commits here, same files. Now I made some change on file 1, commit C. Now I'm merging. Will I get a conflict now? Same file, file 1, but will I get a conflict?
No.
No, right? Because this is source. Source is having A, B, sorry, A, okay, I'm having this on B1. On master, also, I have A, same file. I'm making changes to same file. Will I get a conflict now? Obviously, no. It's the same file, but source is not missing any commits, which are there on destination. A, B are there. I made a branch and just making some new things on B1. This is our first use case, actually, if you remember. This is our first, of course, first use case is different file, but this is the case with the same file. Understood this? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any questions from anyone?
So in the case of conflict, we need to edit again and commit.
How to resolve, we'll see, Sanjit. If this
Okay.
is clear, we'll get on how to resolve it.
Okay.
You understood the reason for conflict, right? Why you get a conflict. Same file is one of the reasons, and then source is missing some commits which are there on destination. If it is not the same file, you will not get a conflict. Also, if it is same file but source is having all the commits which are there on destination, you will not get a conflict. It's about commit is missing in the sense commit ID. Okay, you will see always with respect to ID. Here A, B, these are IDs, remember. Right? Now I believe it's clear when you will get a conflict. And conflict is something good. It's not that you should avoid them. It's something bad. It's very good. It's informing us because, like I said, Git is after all a tool. It can't take the decision. It is asking us to fix it. And remember, this is the scenario where I'm getting conflict within my own local. Means my different branches are getting conflict. Same is the case with other developers also. We'll also come to that use case. So because it's a local, I'm getting conflict within my branches. Now, let's see how to fix the conflict. Can I proceed? Good to go?
Yes.
So whenever you see this, okay, there is a conflict, you are the owner of the changes, you have to decide. See, when you open at this point of time, when you open that file, see here, it will show you something like head. Head means from the current branch. This is from the other branch. Which changes you keep? This is another advantage of using VS Code editor. If you haven't used VS Code editor, if you have just used a notepad, it will show you the same, but it's a bit difficult to manage this, right? Meaning you should just, you are seeing here different options, whether if I want to keep only incoming changes from B1, I can click this. or keep current changes in the master, I can click this. If I want both, I can click this. This flexibility options are available with VS Code Editor, but in Notepad, you have to manually, I mean, it's a very hard to manage the things. This is another advantage of using VS Code Editor. So now it's showing changes from both. You decide as the owner of the file, as a person who is working on these files, you decide which changes you want to keep. Whether only master changes means current change. Whether only B1 change means incoming change. Both means this one. I want to keep both the lines. So if I select this, all these verbose will be gone. And you will see only these two lines. If it is a notepad, you have to edit, you have to remove these unnecessary lines and edit manually. Like it's a hard way to edit. So I want to keep both. I'm choosing it. Perfect. Save it. Whenever you make changes in Git, what you do, like whenever you modify any Git, in Git, what you should do? Come on, whenever you modify any file in Git, what you should do?
Git commit icon EAM.
Add and commit. That's what you should do because I modified. See, that's what it's showing. Add and commit. Let's say conflicts resolved. That's it. Done. So the file is having both the changes. It is all perfect. Conflicts are resolved. This is how you resolve the conflict. Go to the file where you get a conflict, decide which changes you want to keep and fix it. Same is the case if you get a conflict with other developer also. Same concept. You edit the file and fix, but only the difference is there you will sit with the other developer with whom you got a conflict. We will see those scenarios with the demo, but I'm just giving you some overview. Like you sit with the developer with whom you got a conflict. Developers or DevOps persons who got the conflict will sit together, discuss and decide the conflict. Right? That is the way to resolve the conflict. So now conflict is resolved. Now I have a question. Okay, this file 5 is having 2 lines on master. Do you think the content of file 1 on B1 also got changed? No, right? Just check out. Let's go to B1. See, you got to B1, file 5. Do you see? It doesn't have any changes. Means you have to remember only destination branch will be affected, not the source branch. This is the point to note. Only the destination one is the branch which will be impacted. Source branch will not be affected. I'm again going back to master. So yes, master is having the merge. We resolved the conflicts on master. So you will see the changes in the master branch. Perfect. Got it right, all of you?
Right. Yes. Okay.
So this is the concept of branching and merging. And remember, we were still on local. We have to go to remote and we'll also see the conflicts with other persons like other users. And then we'll also push these changes to remote and all. We'll see the conflicts on remote as well. But it is again the same concept. So is this much clear? Concept of branching and merging. If this is clear, we shall go with the next concept of stash. Before that, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to open the presentation in the Git architecture. So this is the Git architecture we have, right? I just want to remind you, we were still on this local, sorry. We were working on this local. We did not go to remote yet. We'll go to remote, maybe tomorrow. Right? So now that we are clear with the concept of branching and merging, let us talk about another interesting concept called stash. Before that, let me write the commands. Git branch. This is switching out to the branch. This is for merging. Git merge source and destination branches. And then that's all right. Yeah, creating a branch. Sorry, git branch, new branch, and old branch. Also, you could also create a branch this way and switch. Let's say you want to create a branch and switch to that branch. This is how you can do git checkout -b, new branch. It will create a new branch and also switch you to the new branch. These are the commands hardly. Log command, everything is the old commands. These are the new commands. Commands are very less. The concept is what you have to look at. And fixing it is nothing but the resolving conflict is not with the command. You edit the file and add and commit, which is the old command. These are the new commands. Did I miss anything? Git branch, checkout, merge. That's all. Okay. Now let's look into something called stash. So what is the stash? Let's assume you are making some changes in the working directory. Okay, you are making some changes to file 1, file 2. Okay, half of the work is done. Now there come a priority work from my manager. Let's say I have to make this file 3, some changes I have to make and commit and push to remote immediately. I have some immediate requirement from the priority work from the manager. So, okay, I want to jump onto this. Okay, I made some changes to this file 3. I made a commit and I want to commit the changes. But whenever you are committing, like you know this, right? Whenever you see status and when you commit, like all the changes in the staging area will be committed. So, but this is not in the staging area. This work, which is halfway done, are in the working directory. It will keep on prompting us to add and commit them. Correct? I can't add them. I can't commit them because they are like incomplete changes. Also, at the same time, I can't discard them because half of the work is done. I can't discard them. But whenever you commit, always it's expected to have the clean repository to commit and push the changes. So how to handle this? How can we handle those changes? So to attend the priority work and keep the repository clean always, if you have any pending or incomplete work, you can move them to some temporary virtual shelves. Right? Temporary virtual shelves, which is called stash. Which is called stash. Right? And then, okay, let's say you have completed the other priority task. Then you can get them from the temporary shells back to your working directory, which is called unstash. This is the concept of stash and unstash. How to do, what are the commands we'll see. This is the concept. So that your working directory becomes clean, because during the commits or during the merge, it's always expected to have the repository clean. If you have some changes in the working directory, your repository wouldn't be clean, right? So you have to move them to the temporary shells. So this is how you do.
But this is how does the dot ignore and stash differs?
You have to tell me what is the difference between dot ignorance. Think about it during our demo and
Mhm.
towards the end I'll answer, because during the demo you may get clarity. Think on those lines. I try to identify the differences. Otherwise I'll answer at the end. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the stash part. Let's jump into the hands-on so that we could visualize this better. Let's get into the hands-on. Anyway, I have some bunch of commits here. Before doing the stash, I just want to keep the repository clean and simple with the 2 commits. I just want only those 2 commits. What should I do? Can anyone help me? I want only these 2 commits in my commit history.
You can do the reset.
Yep. So the command is
Get reset hyphen dash dash hard
mm,
and the IDs.
whichever I want to be the topmost ID. Just
Correct. Yeah.
or else another way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is one way, or else the other way is git reset hard
5.
head tilde 5.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, both are same. So I'm going with this. It's not mandatory you should do reset before you stash, okay? Just to keep the repository clean with a simple number of commits, I'm doing it. Now, if you see the log, good, perfect. Right. Now, I just want to make some changes. Don't focus on the changes, okay? Just some modification I need. So I made here. Here also I'll make some change. Done. Okay. To identify it, let me make a different line. Okay, so can you tell me, are these files having unstaged changes or not?
Yes.
They are having some changes in the working directory, right? If you see
Yeah.
git status,
Mm.
not staged means where are these modifications?
Working directory.
Unstaged working directory.
Working directory, they are unstaged, they are in the working directory. Unstaged, remember, they are not untracked. Okay, so the unstaged changes are there. So if I try to commit anything or do any merges, it will be keep on prompting us to add and commit. So what I would like to do here is, here I would like to move these changes to temporary shells. Command is simply git stash, that's all. So that whatever unstaged changes in your working directory will be moved to temporary shells. Let me show you. See, git stash moved the changes to the temporary shells. See, working directory clean. So do you mean that they are gone? How do you know? Git stash list. Every stash will create a stash number like this. Okay. You can see git to show the stash number. It will show you. See here, file 1.txt, file 2.txt. They were stashed. Right? Every stash will create a stash number like this. You can use git to show that stash number to see the changes and your repository is clean. Perfect. Now you can attend other priority tasks and continue. Okay, let's suppose I'm done with my priority task. I want to continue on that incomplete changes. How to get those changes back?
Git unstash and the IDs.
Git stash pop stash number. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So git stash pop stash number. So git stash pop stash number is like you get the changes back, right, to your working directory. Another thing is it will also clean up the uh, temporary shells. Means it will bring the changes back and delete it from the temporary shells, clean up the temporary shells, right? So let us do that. Git stash pop stash number. I'm running this command. See here, notice this. Drop this dash 0 means clean the temporary shell. See, you can see the changes are back. Do you notice it? All right. So also, if you want, you can check this. Changes are back and there is nothing on the temporary shell. Stash list will be empty. Understood? Got it, all of you? Is this much clear?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So you got your changes back. This is how you can stash and unstash. Let me stash again. git stash. Again, changes will be gone. Do you see that? It doesn't mean that they were gone. They were on the temporary shells. You can see that with the stash list. Yes, it is stashed. Now let's say if you want to unstash, what is the command? Pop, or else there is another way to unstash, which is apply. What is the difference between pop and apply? Both will bring the changes to the temporary shells. The difference is it will bring back to the temporary shells, but it will not clean up from the temporary shell. If you remember, we saw a line called dropping, but now there is nothing like it's dropping from temporary shells. Means changes are back, correct, but they are not on the temporary shells. How do you know? Git status is showing this, and then git stash list. It's still there on temporary shell. Got the difference? I'll tell you why you should do this when you need it. But is the difference clear between pop and apply?
Yeah.
Everyone, is it clear? Thank you, Suresh, for confirming. How about others?
Yes, teacher.
Right, this is the difference between pop and apply. But why do you need this apply? Like, when do we use it? Maybe, let's say if you keep it on temporary shells, maybe later on, if you want to unstash and continue that incomplete work from some other branches, then you could use it. Means stash is a repository level, right? You could go to B1 branch and unstash there and work on it. So if you need such kind of thing, if you want to unstash from other branch and work on it, you can keep it on temporary shells. That's where you can use apply. It depends whether you want to clean up the temporary shelf and unstash, or else you want to keep a copy there. Accordingly, you will use pop or apply. Am I clear? So already there is some stash. Okay, let's say I have kept it on hold, but now I want to clear it. Yes, you can do this. Git stash clear will clear everything from the temporary shells. Cleaned up. Right? And then like I have again some changes. If you want to stash again, this is the command. But if you have noticed till now, whatever changes are there in the working directory, let's say 2 files, everything were being stashed. All the changes, all the unstaged changes of the working directory were being stashed. Correct? But let's say I want to stash only few changes. Means let's say I want to stash only one file 1, not file 2. How to handle this? Yes?
Git stash file number.
Yeah. Let's see how to do that. That's called partial stash or a specific stash. 1 second, please. Right? So git stash clear and stash list. Right. So if you do stash file 1, file 2, both of them will be stashed, but I just want to stash on a specific file or a particular file. That's called partial stash, git stash -p. So if you run this, it will prompt us on every file whether to stash this or not. Like if you do git stash -p, so it will give you here. See, it's asking you, this is file 1. Do you want to stash it? Yes. Again, file 2, no. So that's how you can choose which one to stash and which one to. Do you see here only file 2 is not stashed, only file 1 is stashed if you notice, right? Also, you can see the status, right? It shows you that file 2 is still there. If you, okay, first it might have created the stash. Again, if you want to stash this now separately, git stash. Right, you can see here, saving the working directory, it was stashed. Second file, it got stashed. Are we clear with this? Now it got stashed. So there should be another stash. See here. See, stashing separately. Every stash will start with index number starting from 0, 0, 1, and so on. So it got stashed. And if you see, like whichever stash you want to unstash, you can use it. Git show the stash number 0, let's say. Okay, it shows you like file 2. So, and then if you want to see this, so whichever you want, whichever you want, you can unstash that using stash pop or stash apply. Am I making sense? Everyone following? Interesting, isn't it? And then now let's say, okay, if you want to unstash, you can stash them. Or else let's say I don't want to unstash, I want to discard it. Git stash clear will clear everything. Or else let's say you want to clear only one stash, let's say a particular stash, you don't need this one. Let's say you can also clear that particular one using drop. See, it is still there. Another one is still there. Means when you removed it, this becomes 0. It will be moving in the forward direction. Again, if you want to do drop, or else because there is only one anyway, git stash clear. Clean up the stash. Understood? Let me show the commands. Git stash p. Git stash. This will move from the temporary, from the working directory to the temporary shell. How do you unstash? Git stash pop. What this will do, this will also move from, from temporary shells to working directory. Plus delete from temporary shelves, right? And then git stash apply. This will also do the unstash, like from working directory. From temporary shells to working directory, but it will not delete from temporary shells. That's a apply, correct? And stash list, it will list the stashes available, list the stashes. And then get the stash, drop that particular stash number, delete specific stash. Git stash clear will delete all the stashes. Git show stash number. It will show the changes. Changes that was stashed. Right? And the partial stash. Git stash minus p. Partial stash. Or stash a specific file. Are we good? This is the gist of the commands. And if you have noticed, whatever unstaged changes were getting stashed, right? Like which are unstaged. What about untracked? Can you also stash them? Yes. Git stash minus u for untracked changes. Means new file, but if you want to stash is untracked changes. This is for unstaged. Got the difference, all of you?
Yeah.
And now, can you differentiate what is the difference between using git ignore and stash? Why you should do this? What is the difference? Can anyone? Got the difference? What is the difference between ignore and stash? Are they same? Okay, if you use .git ignore, like if you place some file in .git ignore, entire file will be ignored. It will not be tracked by Git, right? But here file 1, I have stashed it, but still it's being tracked by Git, right? Only certain unstaged changes were kept on temporary shells, but the file is still being tracked by Git. That is the difference between ignore and stash. Ignore will untrack the file completely. It will not track it anymore. Whereas stash will, like, it will move the unstaged changes to temporary shells. File will be still tracked by Git. Hope you got the difference now. Any questions in this part from anyone?
No, can you please repeat that?
Which one?
The
Git
last
ignore part?
Yeah.
Okay. So using .git ignore, let's say you place some file in .git ignore. Right? So let's say file 2. This file 2 will not be tracked at all by Git, right? It will be there in your working directory. You may make some changes, you do anything. It will not track it at all, right? Whereas if you use stash, right? Let's say file 2, you have some unstaged changes. Those unstaged changes are moved to some temporary shells. That's all. But still this
Okay. Okay.
in the
Yeah.
working directory is being tracked. Let's say you
Correct.
make some changes, or if you do status, this file 2 is still being tracked.
Got it. Yeah.
We did ignore, I think yesterday. Just do it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Use git ignore, you'll get a clarity. Right? So this is about stash ignore. Both are two different concepts, entirely different, and this is how you can analyze the difference. Just create ignore file, put file 3 there or file 1 and see how it works. Along with the stash, you can see that. So this is about the concept of stash. We discussed about branching, merging, and stashing. And then we have another advanced concept called rebase. Can I proceed, or any queries from anyone before we go for the next part?
Please proceed with it.
Sorry, louder please.
No, you can proceed, please.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So this is just the gist of the commands. Like you know, you will be having these commands with explanations in the drive as well as in the website for the hands-on in the assignments. You can also refer them back. Now let us try to understand another interesting and advanced concept called rebase. So to understand this, let us take a scenario. Let's say you have a master branch. On the master branch, let's suppose there were some commits, commit A and commit B. You created a new branch here called B2. So obviously, I mean B2 from master. So obviously you get this. And from now onwards, parallel development is happening. Okay, and then you made a commit called commit C here. Later on, you made some commit D, parallelly it's all going on, it's good. Now, after some days or I got a requirement or a need that I need to get the changes from master to B2. What is that called as, or how to get the changes from one branch to another? How to integrate changes from one branch to another? What is that called as?
Merge.
Merge. And after merging, if you have noticed, like let's say, okay, I want to merge, means this commit C should be coming here. After merging, this would be the commit history of the destination branch. C would be added as the topmost commit into the destination branch. Right? This is what happens when you merge. C is from master branch. That's a change available there, right? So it would be, this is how you do, it looks like. But what I need is, yes, I want to the same functionality. I want to integrate changes from master to B2. But what I want is, I don't want this C to be added as the topmost commit. Rather, C should come and sit here. Why C should come here? It's because, like, what I want is, maybe assume I might have created a new branch after C. This is how it would look like, right? I'm repeating. If you have made a branch after this is how the commit history would look like. Am I correct? So I want to see the commit history in such a way that it is like, it should show us a linear development. Second, please. I want to see linear development means one branch after the other. Means I want to see the commits of all the parent branch. Parent is master, then the child branch. But always merge will show you something like changes from these two are from parent. This is from child. Again, this is from child. Sorry, this is from parent. But what I want is all the commits from parent then the child. And here I would like to mention one more thing. This is how commit history would be without conflict. If it is conflict, also same, but a small difference will be like A, B, C. This latest, sorry, A, B, A, B, D. It will add a topmost commit, but a different ID if it is commit. Sorry, if it is a conflict. Conflict case, ID would be different, that's all. But whatever it is, the point is whenever you merge, new commit ID will be added into the current branch. But why should be a new commit ID added into the current branch? It's just merging, it should integrate here, right? So also this merge shows the parallel development. First parallel commits, child commits, then parent commits. At some point of time, it may not be very clear for you which changes are from parent, which changes are from child. So I want a clean linear log history. Again, functionality is same. It's bringing changes from master to B2. But log history is rewritten, which is called rebase. Means rebase is also a kind of merge, which will rewrite the log history. Why you need to rewrite? To have a clean, linear log history. That's where you will see rebase. Initially, the whole point is first all the parent commits, then the child commits will be there. Of course, all the parent commits will be added as per the timestamp. Then again, all the child commits as per the timestamp. Right? So if someone says this, okay, first parent is developed, then child. But that's not actually happening. And whenever you merge, this is not a good thing. Always a new commit ID will be added as though we made some changes into the branch. Actually, we did not made any changes, but that's a practical, that's a reality, that's a parallel development is happening. So you will see it. But in case if you want to see clean linear log history for smaller projects, simple projects, you may choose the rebase, and this is how you do. Got it? Everyone understood? So this is the point of rebase. This rebase is a far advanced concept. Beginners are warned against this. And this kind of rebase is again confined for local branches. But we do have another concept of rebase, which we do on remote. That is more widely used. But the whole concept is similar. But the way we use it on remote is different. And that's where we use actually rather than this exact use case. This exact use case is less used. The use case we use is we pull with rebase. We'll talk about this pull rebase when we go for remote repositories, and when we learn push, pull, clone, then we'll talk about pull with rebase. There also concept is same, but we use it in a different way. This is the actual concept of rebase, which we use very rarely. This is used very widely, pull rebase. That is again based on the same concept. Anyhow, is this clear? Theoretically, is it clear? Hands-on, this will take some time. We will start this hands-on in the next class. But theoretically, have you got an idea on the differences or any questions?
No. Yes.
How about others? This is no conflict scenario. No conflict means same commit ID you will see. Observe it. Today you will do hands-on with branching, merging, right? Observe this one. When you make a commit, when you make a merge, if there is no conflict, commit ID will be same from the source branch. If there is a conflict, again new commit ID will be added, but commit ID will be different. Sorry, this should come here. This is the merge. Merge with no conflict. This is merge with conflict. I'm making this better so that during your revision or watching the video, you could understand this. This is the merge with conflict. This is merge with no conflict. This is rebase. When you have a conflict, again, new commit ID will be added, but the ID will be different. Are we good? It is also again,
Yeah.
remember, functionality wise same. It's a merge only. It's another type of merge. Again, we'll get conflicts in rebase and all those things we don't need. We will learn the concept of rebase and try to use pull rebase. So this is the rebase concept. We shall go with the hands-on on this in the next class. By now, I think you all got access to the drive, right? Have you all got access to this Google Drive?
Yes.
Yes.
So here in the Google Drive, I have already shown you, but now you have the access, you can see that. So you have all the commands here. Today, what did we discuss? Branching, merging, right? And stash. And then rebase for tomorrow. Also on the website. Lab exercises, GIT lab assignments. Day 2 or day 3. It's day 3. So, okay, you have to have access. So once you log in, you can see those assignments. Go through that. Also, you have quiz for the day. Go through it and let me know. Any questions, you can post it in the WhatsApp group. A private group is created, right? Feel free to post your queries with the screenshots and complete your hands-on. See, please focus on completing your hands-on on daily basis. That will help you a lot. As we progress into the in-depth concepts, it might be difficult if you pile up the things. So from the day one, get started completing your hands-on. So that is all from my end. Tomorrow we shall talk about the rebase and then we shall go to the remote repository. Still now we didn't start remote. Tomorrow we are going to push our changes to remote. So that is the agenda for tomorrow. All right then. Thank you all. Have a good day. See you all tomorrow. Bye everyone. If you have any questions regarding the access or anything, you can reach out on this number as usual. Bye everyone. Thank you all.
Sure.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.